Hey guys, Ryan here, and I'm really excited to show you something that will revolutionize podcast production, the RØDECaster Pro. The RØDECaster Pro is a fully integrated podcast production studio packed with a host of amazing features specifically designed for podcasters. We've created this product after listening to thousands of our customers asking us how to make a podcast. Products such as the RØDECaster and the NT-USB solve that problem for many individuals, but creating a podcast with more people, music, interviews, phone calls, and so on is still really hard, needing a huge amount of equipment and know-how. So what were people asking for? They needed a simple way to create a stereo podcast and include all the creative ideas they had. Interviews, music, sound effects, and so on, but without needing either a studio engineer or to be an expert in audio post-production and editing. They wanted it to be fast and easy so they could publish their podcast right out of the box. There are literally millions of podcasts now available across a wide range of categories and styles. Increasingly, it's not just the large broadcasters and publishers who are creating podcasts. Enthusiasts, specialists, businesses, or indeed anyone with an idea to share is now able to create a podcast and broadcast it to the entire world. The RØDECaster Pro is what everyone has been waiting for. A fully featured podcast studio that is really easy to use and allows podcasters to unleash their creativity without having to worry about the technology. It's for this reason that it records to a stereo file. You can create a full podcast with everything in place in a single process without needing to do mixing, post-production, or editing. This hugely simplified workflow is easy for beginners and is a huge time saver for more experienced podcasters who can now spend more time researching and perfecting their podcast and less time slaving over a multi-track edit. Let me give you a quick overview of the features of this amazing new product. The RØDECaster Pro gives you control over 8 separate audio sources, but first up we have 4 high-quality microphone inputs. The mic channels are really easy to set up and include broadcast quality features such as Aphex audio processing, like the legendary Big Bottom and Aural Exciter. Without needing to set complex controls, you really can sound just like they do in professional studios. There are also 4 high-power headphone outputs, each with their own independent volume control, so each of your guests can have the audio level that they want in their headphones. The master headphones on channel 1 also have access to the solo buttons on the console to allow the operator to monitor and check audio sources without affecting the other guests' headphones. Over on this side of the console, we have these eye-catching sound pads. These can be used to instantly fire off sound effects or jingles during your podcast, with the level controlled via this fader.
Those thoughts, we're going to continue this podcast in just a moment.
Triggering sound effects, jingles, ads, or even whole pre-recorded interviews via the sound pads adds a whole new dimension to your podcast, giving it a fully professional feel with minimal effort or setting up. You can record new sounds to the pads directly from the console, which is great for pre-recording interviews or music. Alternatively, you can import sound files directly using the PC or Mac app that ships with the RØDECaster Pro, which is perfect if you already have the sounds that you need pre-produced. The RØDECaster Pro also ships preloaded with some amazing sound effects from the Rick Veer's Blast Wave Effects sound library so that you can add them to your podcast just by hitting the pads. While the RØDECaster Pro has a lot of advanced features, we've really worked hard to ensure that it's super easy to use. You really can take it right out of the box and be recording your first podcast within minutes. When you're ready to record, you just hit this big record button. That will start recording directly to the micro SD card. When you insert a micro SD card, the RØDECaster Pro will prompt you to format it if it's not already formatted correctly, and it will tell you how much recording time you have available. While you're recording, a timer helps you keep track of how long your podcast has been going for. Using traditional equipment, it's really hard to record phone interviews correctly. You need a lot of equipment and expertise. This has been made really easy with the RØDECaster Pro thanks to the 2 channels for connecting mobile devices. One via a TRRS jack and the other via Bluetooth. Both of these channels automatically provide a mix minus, giving you crystal clear, echo-free audio whether you're on a regular cell phone call or whether you're using a communications app such as Slack or Skype. Of course, both channels can also be used to bring music or other audio from your devices into your podcasts. The last channel is this USB channel. The RØDECaster Pro is a class-compliant USB interface, and you can use this USB channel to play back music or other audio from your PC or Mac into your podcast. The USB interface is of course bi-directional, meaning that the output of the RØDECaster Pro is also available on that connection so that you can record your podcast to your favorite audio recording software at the same time you're recording it to the integrated micro SD card. Finally, there are speaker outputs too, which are perfect for feeding studio monitors, or if you're doing a podcast at a live event, you could use them to connect to a PA system for the audience to hear. Thanks guys. In just a few minutes, I've only been able to cover the basics of this amazing new console, so please check out our other more detailed videos and don't forget to subscribe and stay up to date with all of the latest information from Rode.